Eric Charn home early Sunday morning in the Oceanside community of Del Mar. A freak fire claimed a few gorgeous pieces of automotive history, leaving them nothing but empty husks of misshapen metal. Luckily nobody was injured in the blaze, and the fire was contained to the garage. Eric Charn home began Saturday morning by driving his gorgeous freshly restored Mitsubishi Galant VR4 to Radwood. In less than 24 hours he'd lost not only GVR 41607, but also his family's gorgeous Mercedes SL 230, and a mid-engine 375 horsepower vintage Mini. A couple, more pedestrian, like the Honda Ridgeline, were lost in the garage fire as well. We all saw Eric's Galant at Radwood, and I am prepared to attest that this car was utterly beloved. Eric had purchased the car from Bring a Trailer last summer, and had spent nearly a year restoring the Galant to its former glory. Following a complete suspension and drivetrain rebuild, Eric had only driven the car 311 miles between getting it back on the road and when it burned this weekend. Eric Charn home. While Eric didn't provide much information on his Mini, their Mercedes Pagoda 230 SL had been in the family for 50 years. Eric was brought home from the hospital as a newborn in the car, and he learned how to drive manual in it too. His 3 children learned the same. The Merc was featured on Petrolicious earlier this year, and now it's little more than a memory. Eric Charn home. Eric's father is in his 90s and has a live-in caretaker. According to this report from CBS 8, the 2 men were trapped on an upstairs balcony when firefighters arrived on scene. The fire did not transfer to the house, but the garage blaze kept the 2 from evacuating through the home's entrance. Both were rescued with extension ladders, and the house should be cleared of smoke damage later this week. For now, Eric says the only people he wants to talk to are true dyed-in-the-wool car nuts, because they are the only people that could possibly understand what this might feel like. Even though all of the people involved are okay, the cars are gone, and it's an emotional time for him. Eric Charn home. He enjoyed having Eric at Radwood, and everyone I've spoken to who met him says the same. His VR4 was as rare as it was gorgeous. It takes a special kind of person to commit to the restoration of a rare Mitsubishi that most have never even heard of. Eric is that special kind of person. New cars won't heal the wounds of loss, but hopefully they'll salve it some. Hopefully Eric rebuilds his enviable stable of awesome cars in short order. Hat tip to Andrew Pescarella and GalantEver4.org. Another wildfire started in LA early morning Wednesday, December 6, this time close to the Getty Center. The Skirball fire encompasses parts of Bel Air, Holmby Hills, and Brentwood, and is affecting the surrounding food-friendly neighborhoods, including Westwood. Some area restaurants chose to remain open amid the fire and smoke-filled skies, while others closed shop for the day. According to Curbed LA, the fire began at 4 a.m. burning 150 acres. The 405 North Freeway remains closed between the 10 and the 101 freeways, making it challenging to access some local businesses. Before the freeway closing, a morning commuter captured terrifying footage of fire surrounding the freeway. The Skirball fire is in mostly residential areas, causing evacuation, and UCLA students were given the option to go to class. This is not an exhaustive list, but Eater called a number of restaurants to check their status. An obvious closures are the Getty Center's Garden Terrace Cafe and full-service restaurant. The Skirball Center Ziedler's Cafe is closed because of their close proximity to the fire, and the Hammer Museum's Cafe is closed as well. In Westwood, the Napa Valley Grill is open for the moment, but experiencing problems with power. The Bellwood Bakery, Lemonade, and Bardana Brentwood did not pick up during the Wednesday lunch rush. There are a number of open eateries, along with Maria's Italian Kitchen, Divino, and most restaurants in Brentwood. Eater will update this story as information becomes available. Lilac Fire Update. New evacuation order south of HWY 76 west of I-15 freeway north of Gopher Canyon Road. East of East Village Way Mission Road. Cal Fire San Diego. At Cal Fire San Diego, December 7, 2017, Cal State San Marcos has canceled classes for the rest of Thursday and Friday in consideration of employees and students affected by the Lilac Fire in northern San Diego County. Palomar College's main campus remains open, but facilities in Fallbrook, Bonesall, and Camp Pendleton have closed. Miracosta College's Oceanside campus and Community Learning Center have closed. Cal Fire officials say 2 civilians are being treated for burn injuries suffered in the Lilac Fire and are being taken to a hospital. The extent of the injuries isn't immediately known. Helicopter dropping water on flames burning in Bonesall and CT alert due to the Lilac Fire and road closures. There are no Breeze 306 buses running at this time. We apologize for the inconvenience. North County Transit at Gong TD December 7, 2017 Lilac Fire Update. The fire is growing at a dangerous rate of spread with 1,000 structures threatened. 5 structures have been destroyed and unknown amount have been damaged. HWY 76 is closed in both directions. pic.twitter.com 94 RIT 5ZZ, CAL FIRE San Diego. At CAL FIRE San Diego December 7, 2017 Oceanside Unified School District released students early Thursday due to poor air quality. The below schools were released early: Fawcett 2:15 p.m., Nichols 2:00 p.m., SLR 2:00 p.m., Ivy 1:45 p.m., King 1:45 p.m., McAuliffe 2:00 p.m., Garrison 2:00 p.m., South O 1:45 p.m., Palmquist 2:00 p.m., Lincoln 1:30 p.m., regular schedule, Chavez 1:45 p.m., Del Rio 2:15 p.m., Libby 2:40 p.m., Mission 2:15 p.m., Reynolds 2:15 p.m. In consideration of the air quality, all after-school sports and activities scheduled for this evening are canceled. Evacuations happening around Lake Vista Terrace and Vista Valley Road. Officers are stopping traffic at Little Gopher Canyon. Del Mar Fairgrounds officials are requesting help from experienced horse handlers. Just got a call from Del Mar. Anyone who has to evacuate horses in North County, they are accepting horses at the Fairgrounds racetrack via stable gate off Jimmy Durante Boulevard. Also at Del Mar Horse Park just east of I-5. J. Posner at Seth Posner December 7, 2017 Firefighters use a bulldozer to clear brush near Old Highway 395. A helicopter drops water on the Lilac fire burning near Old Highway 395. Lilac fire update. The fire is now 500 acres 0% contained. New evacuation warnings are in effect north of Paula Road, south of Rech Road, west of I-15 freeway, east of Green Canyon Road, west Mission Road. pic.twitter.com Zalrex Peak, CAL FIRE San Diego. At CAL FIRE San Diego December 7, 2017 3 temporary evacuation shelters have been set up. Fallbrook High School, 2400 South Stagecoach Lane, Fallbrook, California, 92028 Pechinga Casino, 45,000 Pechinga Parkway, Temecula, California, 92592 Paula Casino, 11154 California 76, Paula, California, 92059 A wind-related death has been reported in Carlsbad. Man killed by falling branch. http via.kswbtv.com Ventura crew has arrived at Sullivan Middle School. Smoke is everywhere. Fortunately, students have been evacuated. They have been taken to East Valley Community Center in Escondido, along with students evacuated from Bonsall High School. https www.facebook.com Fox 5 San Diego Videos 101589990 UDPDAT. All of West Lilac Road now has mandatory evacuation in place. North County Fire. At North County Fire December 7, 2017 the fire is being spread by wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. The afternoon progresses, but humidity is very low. Bonsall High School is now being evacuated. Sullivan Middle School began evacuations earlier. Students at both schools have been taken to East Valley Community Center. A view of the fire looking south on I-15 from a Caltrans camera. Fire burning off I-15 near Bonsall. Video of the Lilac fire uploaded to Instagram from Sir Williams 68. Paula Casino is in a vacation center 11154 State Route 76, Paula, California, 92059. Close. This was startling scene along Interstate 405 in Los Angeles as a wildfire engulfed the hills. USATODAYPALM, Springs, Caliph. Call it the perfect firestorm. The massive wildfires destroying communities over huge swaths of Southern California are being fueled by a dangerous combination of heat, overgrown foliage, suburban sprawl and winds so terrible that early California settlers originally named them after the devil himself, Satana, which gave way to the less menacing term, the Santa Anas. At the heart of this unprecedented confluence of climatology and ecology is California's ballooning population in search of affordable housing. The West Coast quest for single-family, wood-frame homes has pushed development into the divide between urban areas and historically open brushland, much of it hilly, highly flammable chaparral. More ways sent commuters toward California wildfires. Drivers say more San Diego County and Riverside County homes face new wildfires. More near a wildfire? Not every mask will help keep out harmful pollutants. Modern fire suppression efforts have guaranteed that the new construction is occurring in shrubby, forested areas that have not burned in generations. Given that the California chaparral has evolved to tolerate regular fires, that means what is essentially tinder has accumulated for decades. Graphic winds ship up fierce California fires. Photo USA Today. Add to that last winter's record rains, which nourished an explosion of plant growth. That lush new vegetation dried in last summer's record temperatures and further withered over a boundary rainy season that should have begun more than 2 months ago. But didn't. In other words, much of Southern California is sitting atop or surrounded by a mountain of combustible fuel simply waiting for a spark. When that spark came to areas across the region, weather conditions couldn't have been worse. Multiple high-pressure systems have settled across the American West, forcing moisture-bearing Pacific storms to the north and bringing unusually dry weather from Seattle south to San Diego. The 101 highway after the Thomas Fire jumped the road towards the Pacific Coast Highway in Ventura, California, December 7, 2017. Photo Kyle Grillet. FPGT image. Those high-pressure systems, in turn, create low humidity levels and funnel high winds, some of hurricane velocity, from the inland deserts into the sea. There is no rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future, and meteorologists predict the winds will continue into next week. When a fire breaks out in the tinder dry brush or grasses, high winds can spread embers and burn vegetation with terrifying speed in landscape where humidity has sunk into single digits. At the moment, Southern California, with its sprawling subdivisions, miles of dried vegetation, and hot weather, is at the mercy of the ruthless wind. Follow the Palm Springs, Caliph. Desert Sun on Twitter at MyDesertTread, or share this story http://sussit.ly to a jerf.
So far, around 1.2 million acres in California have gone up in flames in 2017. The Thomas Fire in Ventura County has alone burned almost 100,000 acres. That's bigger than the entire city of Detroit, and it's not even the biggest fire in California this year. The latest fires have been driven by strong Santa Ana winds. California fire officials say they've been some of the worst ever seen. The winds may reach 70 miles per hour, almost hurricane strength. And then there are the massive plumes of smoke. Air quality is measured on a scale of 0 to 500. Anything above 100 is unhealthy, and locations in Ventura County have had air quality ratings as high as 330. California spent an estimated $500 million on fire suppression through September, and that's before most of the major fires. So 2017 will almost certainly be the most expensive year ever.
These fires are crazy out here. If you're truly in need and need a place to stay, I'm gonna open up my house. Direct message me on Twitter if you really need help. And it's just crazy. It's a sad day. Look at all this ash in the bottom of the pool. We just cleaned the pool this morning. So I'd like to help out. It's the least I can do. Also, I'm gonna cover the hotel for 2 people for 2 nights. If you need to evacuate, just leave a comment or direct message me on Twitter with your situation. And I'll be getting you a hotel here in LA if you had to evacuate and don't have any place to go. It's the least I can do and pay it forward.
A fire ripped through an 11-floor unit Thursday morning at the Park Plaza Apartments near downtown's Portland State University. A large response of dozens of alarm fire, first reported just after 10:30 a.m., because of the dangers posed by a high-rise blaze. "We knew we needed to get on this quick," said Capt. Louise Jones, a Portland Fire Bureau spokeswoman. Jones said firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze. The building, in the 1900 block of Southwest Park Avenue, is not campus student housing but is near the South Park blocks. One resident was injured while trying to fight the fire and was taken to the hospital. Fire officials didn't immediately identify the victim. The cause of the fire was not immediately determined. A burned window was visible near the top of the building. Dozens of people congregated outside the building as firefighters attacked the blaze. Some huddled with their pets or sat on benches surrounding the play structure in the South Park blocks. Connor Gomez, a PSU student who lives in this building, provided this video to the Oregonian. Oregon Live. Connor Gomez, at Portland State student who lives in this building, sent along this video. Fire in on 11th floor. Not a student housing complex but on park blocks. Pic.twitter.com Sevcov89, Andrew Thien at Andrew Thien December 7, 2017 Michael Hardy was in his second-floor apartment unit with headphones on when the fire, Hardy said. They and other residents exited through a stairwell on the back side of the building. When he came around outside the front of the building, he saw smoke coming out an 11th-floor window. The 149-unit building is not equipped with This was startling scene along Interstate 405 in Los Angeles as a wildfire engulfed the hills. USATODAYPALM Springs, Caliph. Call it the perfect firestorm. The massive wildfires destroying communities over huge swaths of Southern California are being fueled by a dangerous combination of heat, overgrown foliage, suburban sprawl and winds so terrible that early California settlers originally named them after the devil himself, Satana, which gave way to the less menacing term, the Santa Anas. At the heart of this unprecedented confluence of climatology and ecology is California's ballooning population in search of affordable housing. The West Coast quest for single-family, wood-frame homes has pushed development into the divide between urban areas and historically open brushland, much of it hilly, highly flammable chaparral. More ways sent commuters toward California wildfires. Drivers say more San Diego County and Riverside County homes face new wildfires. More near a wildfire? Not every mask will help keep out harmful pollutants. Modern fire suppression efforts have guaranteed that the new construction is occurring in shrubby, forested areas that have not burned in generations. Given that the California chaparral has evolved to tolerate regular fires, that means what is essentially tinder has accumulated for decades. Graphic winds ship up fierce California fires. Photo USA Today. Add to that last winter's record rains, which nourished an explosion of plant growth. That lush new vegetation dried in last summer's record temperatures and further withered over a boundary rainy season that should have begun more than 2 months ago. But didn't. In other words, much of Southern California is sitting atop or surrounded by a mountain of combustible fuel, simply waiting for a sparkling moisture-bearing Pacific storms to the north and bringing unusually dry weather from Seattle south to San Diego. The 101 highway after the Thomas Fire jumped the road towards the Pacific Coast Highway in Ventura, California, December 7, 2017. Photo Kyle Grillet. FPGT image. Those high-pressure systems, in turn, create low humidity levels and funnel high winds, some of hurricane velocity, from the inland deserts into the sea. There is no rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future, and meteorologists predict the winds will continue into next week. When a fire breaks out in the tinder dry brush or grasses, high winds can spread embers and burn vegetation with terrifying speed in landscape where humidity has sunk into single digits. At the moment, Southern California, with its sprawling subdivisions, miles of dried vegetation, and hot weather, is at the mercy of the ruthless wind. Follow the Palm Springs. This is a developing wildfire story. Please check back frequently for updates. As evacuation orders continue to expand amid the massive bombing in Ventura County, residents to flee the danger areas had to work around closures on the 101 freeway and Highway 150, Thursday morning. A firefighter battles the Thomas Fire in the town of La Conchita early Thursday. Credit Wally Scalage. Los Angeles Times. The 101 freeway was temporarily shut down to all northbound traffic at State Route 126, and to all southbound traffic beginning at Bates Road, the Ventura County Sheriff's Office stated in a news release early Thursday morning. State Route 150 was also closed between Carpinteria and Ojai, where mandatory evacuation orders were issued for some areas Wednesday night. The 101 was later reopened in both directions with escorts being provided, the California Highway Patrol tweeted just after 7 a.m. The fire has burned 96,000 acres, or about 150 square miles, and is just 5% contained, fire officials tweeted Thursday morning. Flames were active on the north and east side of Highway 150, the west side of Highway 33, and has pushed northwest to Ventura and reached the 101 in the Pacific Ocean, fire officials announced Wednesday. About 2,500 firefighters are battling the blaze by ground and air, according to CAL FIRE. At least 150 structures have been destroyed, however that number is expected to rise when officials get a chance to resurvey the damage. At least 12,000 structures remain threatened. Mandatory evacuation orders are in place for the following areas Thursday: City of Santa Paula, boundary of Say Road north to Thomas Aquinas, Dickinson Ranch Road east to Santa Paula Creek, Santa Paula unincorporated area east of Santa Paula Creek, north of Highway 126, west of Hall Road and south of the Ventura Regional Sanitation. City of Santa Paula, boundary of Monte Vista Street north to city limits, Foothill Road from Stucco to Peck Road to north of city limits, Santa Paula unincorporated area towards Ventura north of Foothill Road from Peck Road to Wells Road including Wheeler Canyon, Aliso Canyon and Rancho Vista. City of Ventura, Telema east to Brent Street, Telegraph Road north of Foothill Road, City of Ventura, Victoria Road east to Hill Road, Telegraph Road north to Foothill Road, City of Ventura north Ashwood Avenue east to Hill Road, Telegraph Road north to Foothill Road, City of Ventura north of Foothill Road from Wells Road to Poley Street, City of Ventura north of Main Street from Seward Avenue to HWY 33 includes entire Ventura Avenue area, Oakview boundary of HWY 33, Creek Road and Hermosa Road. Entire community of Casitas Springs evacuate to Ventura County Fairgrounds. 10 West Harbor Boulevard, Ventura east Ojai Valley, Carney Road east to McAndrew Road, Reeves Road north to Thacker Road, Ojai north of Grand Avenue east of Mercer Avenue, west of Carney Road and south of the Gridley Trail. Upper Ojai Valley, HWY 150 from Dennis and Gray east to Osborne Road and all residences north. Upper Ojai Valley west, HWY 33 Matilaha Canyon, Ventura County North Coast area, boundary of HWY 33 on the north to Casitas Vista Road, northwest to HWY 150, HWY 150 Casitas Pass Road west to US 101 and south on US 101 including Pacific Coast Highway to Emma Wood State Beach. There are no evacuations in Santa Barbara County at this time. A map of the Thomas Fire provided by readiventuracounty.org. Evacuation information can also be found at readiventuracounty.org. The following communities are under voluntary evacuations. Thursday, all residents of the Ojai Valley not currently covered under the current mandatory evacuation: residents in the city of Ventura, south of Loma Vista, east of Day Road, west of Victoria Avenue and north of Telegraph Road. Residents in the city of Ventura, east of Victoria, north of Loma Vista, south of Foothill, west of Wells Road. Unincorporated Ventura County area residents and day visitors of Rose Valley. The following evacuation shelters are open to residents: City of Ventura, Ventura County Fairgrounds at Miners Building. Red Cross includes an animal shelter for all types of animals. 10 West Harbor Boulevard, Ventura, California. City of Ojai North High School. Red Cross 1401 Maricopa Highway, Ojai, California. City of Fillmore Veterans Memorial Building. Red Cross 511 2nd Street, Fillmore, California. City of Oxnard, Oxnard College Gymnasium. Red Cross 4000 S. Rose Avenue, Oxnard, CA open 12,517, 0700. City of Santa Paula Community Center. City of SP Run Shelter 530 West Main Street, Santa Paula, CA open 0800. UC Santa Barbara Multi-Activity Center includes an animal shelter for small animals, preferably in crates. 516 Ocean Road, Santa Barbara, California. The following schools and districts will be closed through Friday: Ace Charter High School, Briggs Elementary School District, Fillmore Unified School District will be closed. 127 Hunami Elementary School District, Mesa Union Elementary School District, Mupu Elementary School District, Ocean View Elementary School District, Ojai Unified School District, Our Lady of Assumption Catholic School, Oxnard Elementary School District, Oxnard Union High School District, Pleasant Valley School District, Rio Elementary School District, Santa Clara Elementary School District, Santa Paula Unified School District, Somas Union School District. St. Anthony's School, St. Bonaventure High School, Thomas Aquinas College, University Preparation Charter School, VCOE Career Education Center, Camarillo and Moore Park, VCOE operated school sites and classrooms, Ventura Charter School, Ventura College, Ventura Unified School District, Villanova Prep School closed 12,717, Vista Real Charter High School District. The following road closures are in place Thursday: hard closure eastbound State Route 150 from Reeves Road in Ojai to Stonegate Road in Santa Paula, hard closure State Route 150 between Highway 33 and the 101, hard closure State Route 33 from Maricopa Highway and Ojai Avenue, the Waitemataha Canyon, hard closure Foothill Road at Olive, Cummings, Briggs, Peck Wells, High Point, La Funda, Skyline, Colina Vista, Nye Road Loop east of Highway 33, Santa Paula, Ventura area. Powerful winds all week long have made the situation all the more difficult for firefighters. Red flag warnings are in effect for the Ventura County area until 8 p.m. Saturday, according to the National Weather Service. The Thomas fire began Monday evening north of Santa Paula, according to CAL FIRE. No official cause of the fire has been determined. Those who would like to help the fire relief efforts were asked to send donations to redcross.org, 34.274646 Ventura, Caliph. They had run for their lives by the thousands when the devastating wildfires raced across a huge swath of brush-covered Southern California hillsides, and they had survived. But hundreds had to flee so quickly they left literally everything behind. On Wednesday, heartbroken people began to take stock of everything they lost in a matter of minutes, from their beloved four-legged companions who got separated from them during the chaos to a lifetime of memories encapsulated in photos, jewelry, and other keepsakes. Everything burned, Marilyn Romero said as she sat on a cot weeping at an evacuation center at the sprawling Ventura County Fairgrounds. Everything is ashes. Everything. We don't have a place to live. We lost stuff we can't get back. Baby pictures. They were on a hard drive. She said her husband, Hugo Romero Rodriguez, was racked with guilt that he couldn't get inside the modest RV his family called home to rescue anything, including their beloved little dog, Coquetta. She was trapped in a crate inside when the vehicle erupted in flames. Romero Rodriguez suffered cuts on his leg and hand and a burn on his arm trying to get to inside to save Coquetta. He was sitting there in the driver's seat and he couldn't move, Romero said, recalling how she, her husband and their 9-year-old daughter, Milagros, sat in their truck, watching the RV burn before finally realizing they had to flee. He just kept watching and he feels so guilty that he couldn't save it, she continued. I told him he did everything he could and he did what he had to save our lives. Lisa Kermode and her family were immersed in similar anguish after returning to their home in the hills above Ventura on Tuesday to discover it had burned to the ground. They had barely escaped the flames the night before, leaving so quickly that Kermode's children had no time to change out of their pajamas. I was telling the boys, at the time the decision we made was to get out of here as fast as possible to keep ourselves safe, Kermode said. Now that we're back here, maybe we're thinking about some of the stuff we've lost. It really changes your perspective. For Romero and her family, the loss was particularly devastating. They lived in the RV they parked near Ventura's water purification plant in the hills just north of downtown. They couldn't move it because the starter had died and her husband had planned to replace it that day. Romero Rodriguez makes a modest living as a jewelry salesman, and he lost the pearls, earrings, bracelets and watches that made up his inventory. But losing the 1-year-old snow-white teacup poodle the family called Coquetta, Spanish for flirt, was particularly painful. We spoiled her. She had a slipper as a bed. It was a big pink slipper and it said princess and it had a crown in gold. And inside it was fuzzy. We would buy little baby clothes for her, Romero said while her husband visited with a counselor. 4 major fires stretching from the edge of Los Angeles to the beachfront city of Ventura, 60 miles 97 kilometers north, have prompted the evacuation of about 200,000 people and destroyed more than 150 homes. The flames also prompted the evacuation of literally thousands of pets, not only dogs and cats but horses, goats, alpacas and other large livestock. The edges of both Los Angeles and Ventura are dotted with horsekeeping properties, and when flames roared and people barely had time to get their animals to their own evacuation centers. We're full. We've taken in over 450 horses and 4 goats, Heidi Allen, a stable assistant at the sprawling Los Angeles Equestrian Center, said Wednesday. Some people fled so quickly that they led their frightened horses down smoke-filled, traffic-choked streets. Allen said a few horses suffered burns and were taken to a veterinary facility at the Ventura County Fairgrounds for treatment. Nearly 30 horses didn't make it out of a ranch in Los Angeles' semi-rural Sunland Tujunga area and died there. Firefighters will do what they can to help any animals separated from their owners, said Chris Harvey, a spokesman for the crews fighting the Ventura blaze. They'll leave food out for dogs and cats that flee the flames on their own, hoping they'll return later looking for their owners. They also help large animals like horses when they can. Sometimes they're able to feed livestock or try and call in to get them evacuated if they can do so without having to suspend their firefighting operations, he said. For complete coverage of the California wildfires, click here http://sapnews.com /wildfires___. This story has been corrected to fix a typo in the name Romero some in 10th and 13th paragraphs. Thursday, December 7, 2017, 1:40 p.m. Waynesboro, GA. WRDWWAGT. 2 victims have been identified in a deadly overnight house fire on Dogwood Drive in Waynesboro. In a Facebook post, Burke County Sheriff's Office confirms the 2 victims were former Burke County Clerk of Superior Court Sherry C. Cates and her husband Doug Cates. Both Sherry and Doug Cates were transported to the hospital where they later died. Sherry Cates worked in the clerk's office for over 21 years and was Clerk of Superior Court for 12 of those years. 12:15 p.m. Waynesboro, GA. WRDWWAGT. 2 elderly people are dead after an overnight house fire on the 300 block of Dogwood Drive in Waynesboro. According to the Waynesboro Fire Department, crews were called to the scene around 12:27 a.m. When they arrived, they noticed heavy fire and smoke coming from the roof of the home. Investigators say the ranch-style home had several additions added and was severely damaged. The origin of the fire and the cause is still under investigation. 7:50 a.m. Waynesboro, GA. WRDWWAGT. 2 people have died in a house fire on the 300 block of Dogwood Drive early Thursday morning. According to the Waynesboro Fire Department, crews were called to the scene around 12:27 a.m. When they arrived, they noticed heavy fire and smoke coming from the roof of the home. 2 victims, both unidentified at this time, were found and transported to the Burke Medical Center where they were pronounced dead. The origin of the fire and the cause is still under investigation. The state fire marshal has been called in to help investigate the fire. The Getty Center has closed for the day because of wildfires burning across the 405 freeway, but officials say the flames pose no immediate danger to the museum's art. The safest place for the art is right here at the Getty. Ron Hartwick, the Getty's vice president of communications, said Wednesday after the freeway had been shut down and images of ominous smoke and flames near the museum appeared on social media. Right now, Hartwick said, our greatest concern is for our neighbors. Part of the confidence at the Getty Center stems from how the complex of buildings was designed and constructed more than 20 years ago. Air quality and its possible deleterious effects on the art is the main concern, but the museum's sophisticated air filtration system is doing its job just fine, the museum said. The system works like a reverse air conditioner, forcing air out of the galleries rather than sucking it in, while maintaining the necessary temperature and humidity levels. Closing the buildings eliminates the opening of doors that would let in polluted air. Plants with the highest water content are planted closest to the building, Hartwick said, noting the museum's travertine and metal exterior. Brush is cleared regularly, he said, and a 1 million-gallon reserve water tank is on site. Should an evacuation become necessary, the Getty Center has an emergency plan that was tested in September 2012. That year the museum implemented a voluntary evacuation after a fast-moving brush fire erupted in the Sepulveda Pass. Staff and visitors were escorted off-site, while security and other essential personnel remained. Trying to evacuate the art is not in that plan, Hartwick said, reiterating that the building is the safest place for the collection in the event of a disaster. The museum will base decisions about future closures on communication with police and fire departments. The nearby Skirball Cultural Center closed to the public Tuesday because of air quality concerns and planned to be closed today too, said Mia Carino, vice president of communications. The center is closed to most staff as well. Essential engineering and security staff is there to monitor the situation, Carino said. We're monitoring the conditions of the galleries, temperature, humidity, air quality. So far everything is fine and they're staying in touch with the fire department and police department. Caption Jessica.Gelt at lawtimes.com at Jessica Gelt. Also Arts and Culture Museum's wildfires. A fire ripped through an 11-floor unit Thursday morning at the Park Plaza Apartments near downtown's Portland State University. A large response of dozens of firefighters and 17 engines raced to the two-alarm fire, first reported just after 10:30 a.m., because of the dangers posed by a high-rise blaze. "We knew we needed to get on this quick," said Capt. Louisa Jones, a Portland Fire Bureau spokeswoman. Jones said firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze. The building, in the 1900 block of Southwest Park Avenue, is not campus student housing but is near the South Park blocks. One resident was injured while trying to fight the fire and was taken to the hospital. Fire officials didn't immediately identify the victim. The cause of the fire was not immediately determined. A burned window was visible near the top of the building. Dozens of people congregated outside the building as firefighters attacked the blaze. Some huddled with their pets or sat on benches surrounding the play structure in the South Park blocks. Connor Gomez, a PSU student who lives in this building, provided this video to the Oregonian. Oregon Live. Connor Gomez, a at Portland State student who lives in this building, sent along this video. Fire in on 11th floor. Not a student housing complex but on park blocks. Pic.twitter.com Sevcov89, Andrew Thien at Andrew Thien. December 7, 2017. Michael Hardy was in his second-floor apartment unit with headphones on when the fire alarm woke up him and his girlfriend, who was asleep. "We grabbed the dog and we ran outside," Hardy said. They and other residents exited through a stairwell on the back side of the building. When he came around outside the front of the building, he saw smoke coming out an 11th-floor window. The 149-unit building is not equipped with sprinklers, Jones said. The Park Plaza apartments are adjacent to Viking Pavilion, Portland State's sports complex, which is undergoing a renovation project expected to be finished in early 2018, the Oregonian. Oregon Live. Thursday, December 7, 2017, 1:40 p.m. Waynesboro, GA. WRDWWAGT. 2 victims have been identified in a deadly overnight house fire on Dogwood Drive in Waynesboro. In a Facebook post, Burke County Sheriff's Office confirms the 2 victims were former Burke County Clerk of Superior Court Sherry C.